young, like what's your advice too for a lot of young girls or a lot of young boys too that come in as 7th and 6th graders that happen to be a little bit taller than the other kids, and some trainers going ahead and limiting them to, or coaches limiting them to like the block? How do you feel about how their training should be structured as a middle schooler blooming into high school?
So training at those young ages is so interesting to me because, like I said, I didn't really get into training until like my sophomore or junior year of college. My hesitation with youth and like specific training is that they burn out. Like we're seeing it a lot where parents are just like throwing their 9-year-old in skills training and making them go 3-4 times a week, and then by the time they're 13, they don't love it anymore. So I think you have to find that balance, especially with the younger athletes of like, this is a game. It's supposed to be enjoyed.
Right.
And there's supposed to be like camaraderie with your teammates and just being able to roll out the ball and play and have fun. Like there's that aspect that you want to tap into, and then I get that there's also that organized aspect of it where you don't just want to roll out the ball and let them play. You want them to teach, you want to teach them and lay a foundation. So I think finding that balance is key because you don't want to force kids to play or train. Like you want them to do it because they want to do it, because they love it. Because if they don't love it, what are we doing?
Exactly.
Like if they're not enjoying it or they're not having fun.
It's not a game anymore. Now it's like a job.
And why are we trying to make our 9-year-olds have
little
a job?
kids.
Yeah, you know, it's supposed to be enjoyed. So I think the best trainers are laying that foundation and teaching, but also allowing the kids to have fun.
Some freedom in their game.
Exactly. And they aren't putting them in a box.
Right.
Like the taller kids, like naturally, at least for me, like I was tripping over my feet, like, and I was a late bloomer, like physically in terms of like strength. Like I went into college and couldn't even do like a solid full push-up. So
my gosh.
like I was a string bean.
Right,
my nickname in high school was Noodle. So so there's gonna be some learning curves for like taller athletes if you're asking them to like break down like a guard, but like that's only gonna help them down the line. And that early failure, like you want them to experience that.
Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I think the best trainers understand that. So, you know, finding the ability to teach, but also make it fun, and also like playing into their strengths, but also getting them to tap into their weaknesses. Like I think the best trainers are able to do all of that.
And also I think being even one of the better trainers, it's like you're looking at it from the aspect of the bigger picture. Like not training, I'm not going to teach you to be a 7th grade post player just so you can win your middle school championship.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're an all-around player. Like you're very skilled in all aspects of the game. Like I think that comes from the work you said, not being limited at an early age. Like your style of training was probably more like you were basically the birth of the point forward.
Yeah.
Like honestly, you were one of the point forwards before that was even a thing. And I think that just comes from early development of having freedom in your game. And like you said, not having that coach of a box telling you you're going to play the post and we're going to work on post moves, turn fades, and post hooks. That's all we're going to work on. And then by the time you developed into that player, that's all you knew. You know, and the game changes, as you know. Like it's probably changed from when you were in Tennessee even to now as an Olympian. So just kind of keying on that, like, how do you feel like with training nowadays? Do you feel like it's getting more to where it's getting more